So we're loving on them as we are guiding them through the process of learning and transitioning into the person that they want to be.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of The Missions That Made Them. I am your host, Jason Verdelli. This isn't just a podcast, but rather it's a movement. It's a movement designed to make the world a better place by bringing more awareness to the great work of the people and organizations making a difference, and more importantly, how you can help. We live in a world today surrounded by a narrative in the media that focuses in on negativity and draws attention to the problems, but not the solutions. Our guests represent the solutions, not the problems. And with that, I am super excited today. This is my first podcast with, at least on The Missions That Made Them, that has multiple guests here. So I'm super excited to share, bring in Valerie, Lisa, and Jackie from New Creation Home Ministries. And these, what they are doing here is absolutely tremendous. What they're doing for helping mothers and helping people that are getting started or having getting into parenthood and all of the struggles that can come along with that. So we're going to learn a lot more about their organization, and really the goal today is going to be inspired. We're going to be inspired and figure out what we can do to be a part of the solution here. Right. So we talk about everything on this podcast about being part of the solution and not the problem. So really, I had a chance to check out everything that they're doing, and everything that they're doing is definitely part of that solution. So without further ado, team, Valerie, Lisa, Jackie, welcome.
Thank you for having us today. Yes, we are with New Creation Home Ministries. I am the executive director for New Creation Home Ministries. And then we have Lisa, our director of programs, as well as Valerie, our operations coordinator. And we're happy to be here this morning.
Yeah, this is excellent. Excellent. Hey, you're on The Missions That Made Them, right? This is great. This is a platform for sharing the great word and the great stories and everything else, right? So we can inspire everybody to support you and make this world a better place. That's really the goal here today. So let's just jump right in. So tell everybody about what New Creation Home Ministries is, what you're doing, and maybe a little bit of the backstory.
Okay. Well, New Creation Home Ministries, we've been in existence since 1998, and it was founded through a Bible study group. Our founder, she was a young woman that was in this Bible study group, as well as a community that helped service young teens that were getting pregnant. And back in that time, there was an epidemic of teen pregnancies. And what was going on is that the young teens were being kicked out of the homes because they became pregnant. So our founder, which her name is Pam, she wanted to do something about that problem. So she got a home, and she was able to open her home up to the various teens that were pregnant. And we were so thankful for her vision of supporting these moms. And so we're still doing the work where we're a 2-year transitional housing program that supports pregnant and parenting young moms to be able to get on their feet and become self-sufficient with their children. And with that said, they come in, we're able to help support them in the areas of parenting, as well as going to school, as well as getting into the community and working, and finding out what career that they can have to sustain them and their families. So that is, in a nutshell, of what we do. Our mission is New Creation Home Ministries, which demonstrates God's love and fosters long-term independence at-risk mothers. Our holistic approach provides parenting resources, supporting housing, and loving community. And what that means is that we have the 2-year transitional housing program as well as the weekly parenting life skills workshops where we have our moms meet every Tuesday night and we offer them a hot meal. Then we have a professional that will come in and teach a particular topic, and then we will pass out diapers and wipes. And those diapers and wipes are very important, especially to young mothers that are just trying to make ends meet. So that is it in a nutshell of what we do and what we've been doing in the community for since 1998.
Wow. That's a lot. I love the holistic approach. I think that's huge, especially not just transitioning, helping them with transition into parenthood, which as a father of a 4.5-year-old, just seeing, what my wife's gone through, what we've gone through with that and all the support, that's needed there. And if you're not, you have certain circumstances, but that can be very difficult. Obviously an opportunity like this is a lifesaver. So I guess, from with that, I think the other thing that is really intriguing here is that you're also bringing in professionals into the mix. So you're helping them with career support. Because I think just to jump into this, I think that's one of the challenges that I see with new parents is that they have this child or they're going through pregnancy, going through all this, they have the child, and then the career sort of takes the back seat, right? So you have all this time and everything else invested. And so what is your experience? I guess, what do you see as the problem out there? I like to talk more about the solution, but where do you see it in society today? Where do you see there's a gap in helping, new mothers or helping new parents with that career gap, especially?
Lisa, you want to go ahead and answer that?
Yes. So they definitely come in with a lot of obstacles on and lack of training. So our job is to really transform them into wanting it for themselves. So we have the weekly case management meetings where they get to meet with Valerie to talk about some of the goals that they have and really how to obtain them. So we don't want them coming in saying, I want a house of my own by, this certain time. We want them to absolutely understand their steps to take around all of the things that they want. And so we really sit with them and really orchestrate an opportunity for them to really obtain those goals that they have. We don't want them dreaming. We want them to set goals that are attainable so they can become self-sufficient while they're with us. And sometimes those obstacles, as you say, they never thought of that they could make it. They go back to school and get a GED or a high school diploma. So some of their dreams or hopes and desires that they always had for themselves, we absolutely support them in obtaining those goals, but absolutely teaching them that it's step by step. It's not going to happen overnight. And there's some obstacles and all of those things when we're working with them. Valerie, you could add on if you like.
So when they first come in, one thing that I like to work with them on is making sure that they understand what is reality, I guess would be a good word to use. Because someone will come in and, and say they want a Lamborghini by the end of the year, which, I don't own one, but they would come in and want these wild dreams that are not real. So we try to bring them back and say, okay, let's talk through this. Let's see, how do we get you from here to here?
Yeah.
And just taking those small steps and making sure that when we put together these plans that they're able to attain them, because it's hard when you set this big dream and then it falls through for you.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen. And it's like, wow, that's such a slap in my face. Now I'm giving up because it didn't work for me. And so then we try to give them small little goals to reach. So then they can get, hey, you did it. Okay, so you completed one class. Let's see if we can get the second one done. Let's see if we can get the third one done. And we just take small steps and congratulate them on the little bitty ones that they complete, so that at the end of the day, that big goal gets reached.
Yeah.
So that's where our holistic approach comes in at. We really, when they first come in, we really get to assess where they really are. They might be a certain age, but in reality, because of the trauma that they went through, because of the lack of a support system, they might absolutely be younger in the mind than what their age actually is. So we absolutely wrap around services for them and guide them. We call it meet them where they are. When they come
Right.
in, we're assessing their needs. We're assessing their mental health as well as their physical health. We want to make sure that they are stable before we actually add on with this is what you have to do, this is the structure and all of that. So we're loving on them as we are guiding them through the process of learning and transitioning into the person that they want to be. So that's really kind of a hand holding technique. It is a holistic approach from, head to toe. We're going to be working with them, but we're really loving on them while they're learning to love themselves. So that's really our
Yeah.
approach as well.
Well,
So yet we're making all of these goals, but we're really supporting them in love and guidance to help them to want that dream for themselves as well.
yeah. I think that's cool too, that you're realistic with them, right? Realistic goals.
Yeah.
Also teaching
Yeah.
people that, a Lamborghini might sound cool, but when you realize the price tag, when you go for an oil change and you realize how expensive that is, you might want to change your mind.
Right.
Yeah.
So that, I think that's really huge too, is that kind of connection to some of, and maybe they haven't gone through kind of, they haven't gone through goal setting like this, and to get this kind of leadership on your standpoint is huge. So, where do you see the organization going really today and into the future?
Well, we see us continuing to service our community and our young population, at-risk young moms, to come into the program as well as leaving the program holistically and well. And so we see that period in the future. We do see that we'd like to expand what we do in different cities. That's what we're wanting to do. We had planned to do that before COVID. COVID hit.
Yeah.
It kind of just slowed everything down and stopped our expansion of everything. Those are some of we feel that we need to expand our reach so there are more young pregnant and parenting moms who will get the services that they need, get the education that they need, get the guidance that they need, the hand holding. We want to reach more. So
Yeah.
that is what we see in the future of expanding our reach.
How could people help with that? Yeah.
Well, you could go to our website, newcreationhome.org, and there are many ways you can help. Someone can help. They can donate and support what we do. And as well as you can even donate stock. So you can go on our website and do that. Or if you'd like to volunteer, we would love for someone to come in and offer what they know, offer being a mentor, offer, just I'll cook a meal for the moms one night. Those kinds of small things. Some people look at it as just small but it helps the moms see that others care for them as well. And so when someone comes and just want to just be there, just to help hold the babies, it just helps us out so much when we see others that want to show the love as well, through help or through financial or whatever, a person decides to do with us. We're open to it. We're even open to different ideas that we haven't done before.
Yeah.
We're open to that. So those are the ways that you can help.
Well, and the organization was founded by an experience, right? It was somebody that had a need and then realized, hey, this is a thing, right? This is a thing, and provided that and wanted to scale that up. and now being able to take that to different communities, and anybody really listening to this that sees, has been through parenthood, especially the first couple of years. I know as a dad, at least, that it could be it's challenging both on the parents. It could be definitely challenging on the mother if they're the primary care giver for the most part. And especially if they're have any kind of hiccups or any kind of roadblocks along the way, that could be really, really challenging. So that's huge, I think. And if you're somebody out there too, one of the big things I always like to say is, what a better way to feel better right now if you believe in being able to support new moms and being able to support not just through motherhood, but also getting back into the careers and setting goals for themselves. I mean, that's going to make society, it doesn't just help the person, but that helps society become better. So we all win in that case, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And we got to remember that first 5 years is very important when a child is coming up. Those are some very crucial years for our children.
Mm-hmm.
And so we work together. Lisa does a very good job with working with our new moms who have not been moms before and don't know what they expect and what the child should be doing. Should they be rolling over? Should they be sitting up? And so she works out a really good plan to say, hey, this baby should be doing this right now. Why isn't he or why isn't she?
Mm-hmm.
And so we really come in there and really try to parent for the new moms.
And what she means by parenting, just walking side by side with them, showing them how to be a healthy parent. And just one story, we had a mom, she just had the baby and it was a newborn and it was crying all night. And, she was getting pretty frustrated, but she started cussing at the baby and just really just crazy. And the other moms were really concerned. And so we sat down and we talked with her and said, well, why are you just yelling at the baby? And she was saying, well, I think she has an attitude with me. This is a newborn.
Wow.
And she said, I think she has an attitude with me. Well, and I had to ask her, well, how is she going to have an attitude if she's a newborn? And she said, yeah, okay. Yeah, she wouldn't have an attitude. But those are the things that we take for granted.
Mm-hmm.
Those that are in healthy relationships and are healthy, she really didn't get that, and just think if we weren't there to support her in that, she probably would have abused this baby or neglected this baby or even given up the baby, and so we're just want to be there right there when it all happens, when they become mothers and showing, this is what a healthy mother does with her child. This is normal for a child to cry all night. Every child has a different temperament, but
definitely do.
Right. So, and just teaching them how to be, just it's okay if you're frustrated as a mom. It's okay. There's time when mom needs to take a time out. And so there needs to be some support services to help, with maybe having the baby, taking the baby for about a couple of hours so mom can have more time for herself.
Yeah.
So we're there for those moms as well.
Imagine that place.
Care. That's respite care. We want some grandmothers and some mothers out there that have a couple of hours to spend, just like you were saying, that being a dad, being a new dad and stuff, and all of the frustrations and all of the things that you had to do. I mean, some of these moms are really not knowing having a baby, what it all entails until they have it. And then we're retraining them all over again. No, we have to do it this way. Or for them to understand the first 5 years, again, is very crucial to their lives. And they don't know about that because their mothers didn't mother them in that way. They're coming through from, some trauma or some foster care, or the mama wasn't there. They was raised by their grandmother, those kinds of things. And now we're teaching them to be a mom. So those are some of the challenges, but blessings as well. When we get to see them catch on to what we're trying to empower them with all the skills and tools that we use to help them learn, man, that's a blessing to our soul. That's why we want to keep on doing it, because we are changing communities, because
Generations.
and
Oh, yeah.
generations of these new moms and parents, because we do service the dads as well.
We need the help. That's for sure. Yeah, we need help too. We need help too.
That's right. That's right. So we want to be able to service the whole family, whoever's involved in that kid's life and that mom's life. We're going to cover them as well with all of the training that we're trying to empower them with.
Because I believe Miss Jackie said something about healthy relationships. If you've never seen a healthy relationship, then you don't know what that looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So we are trying to show them, mom and dads, what that looked like, because they probably have never seen a healthy relationship.
Yeah.
So it starts from the very beginning of working with our moms and our dads and their children to show what that looks like.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work, and we need a lot of help. So
I was going to say, yeah. Well, yeah. And if for anybody listening, again, go to newcreationhome.com. They have all the options. .org. Newcreationhome.org. You see, us dads do need help. We need help. While we regain our vision, sometimes we need a little bit of a check there. So, yes. So newcreationhome.org. We'll make sure you check that out. They have an amazing video too early on there that goes over the history, how it got started. A lot of what you mentioned, Jack, you did a really great job explaining that. But on your website, you have all of the different options of what you can do to support them, which I think is, again, being part of the solution. Everything, you want to be part of the solution. You want to feel good. You want to make this world a better place. What a better way to connect with somebody else's mission, somebody else's drive, and somebody else's organization that has the hands to do it. But if you have the dollars or you have the time, this is the best way to get involved. If we sit back and rely on the government or rely on companies and rely on everything else to be able to do this, to provide this kind of support, it's not going to, it may happen, but it's, you can live a pretty unhappy life just going through and expecting things like that. But the only way to really go through life with assurance is to know that you can make the change. You as an individual, you as a listener, taking this video, also sharing it onto your social networks, your, all your social platforms, your contacts, your friends, your family, that either need the support, but also that have gone through the same situation and see the opportunity to be able to support others. You cannot beat that feeling. Netflix and everything else you spend money on just doesn't quite cut it. Yeah. So, anything else? I know we covered a couple things today, but anything else you wanted to share before we hop off?
We're just so thankful to speak about what we do,
right?
And so many times you don't hear the stories that are good stories and good work that's being done for working with this population of girls.
Mm-hmm.
And so we just want to let everyone know there's a place that's doing that.
Yep.
And we're there for them, to have a resource and a place of refuge. And so we're just so thankful that we're able to, offer what we do to our community. And we just thank you for giving us this time today.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And that's really right in line with the missions that made them. That's our goal. It is to bring light to the positive stories, the solutions, right? I mean, the organizations such as yours that are just absolutely making a difference in people's lives and also in society. When these mothers and parents go back in, they need help through the parenting for those first initial years. They get back into the community. That's helping the world. That's helping society. That's helping your local community become better, right? Because they can contribute. They're contributing further into the job market and they're also influencing others that and can be really advocates of your organization too, because they've gone through the same program. So that's really the purpose of what we're doing here, is to try to share that great word and really to make this world a better place. I mean, that's we're trying to change the narrative, as I mentioned in the beginning.
Yes.
Change the narrative from the negative. You don't really hear this. You don't see this these kind of conversations that are happening on the news, do you?
No.
Usually it's negative. You see the other side. You see everything else, right? You see here's the problems, here's everything. But on the others, and where there's problems, there's solutions, and I think that's really what we're trying to do, is bring light to the solutions here. So,
Yes.
But Valerie, Lisa, Jackie, you are so amazing, and I'm so blessed to have spent a few minutes with you today. And I'm just so excited I can't wait to have you. I'd love to have you back on. Maybe we can cover a subtopic a little bit, some of the programs that you offer. I'd love to have you back. We can dig into that to continue the narrative, right? Continue to talk about some of the ways that others can support you, and also just it's always really, really interesting to see how organizations like yours evolve. So really excited.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.